We had asked on the last episode to try to guess what we were going to talk about that had to do with Denmark. And the answer is hygge. Ashley, what makes you happy?
So many things. I wish I had my notebook because I just wrote a bunch of them down the other day.
Oh no, where is your notebook?
Oh, it's in the other room, but it's fine. I can tell you something. Sunshine, clouds, wind. We just talked about wind the other day. When my dog wags his tail. What about you?
I like all of those things too. And when we were preparing for hygge,
Hygge.
I wrote some things down, and it's kind of cute because I have a list for Robin and a list for Ashley. So I have being outside, and I thought, yeah, Ashley likes being outside. Candles, and I thought, yeah, Ashley likes candles.
Candles.
I thought the sun. Yep, Ashley likes the sun. Animals. Yep, we both are animal lovers. Water. And I thought, Ashley and I love so many things. It doesn't even make sense to keep writing things down because we love so many things and it makes us happy.
Should I get my notebook really quick?
Yes.
I should show you. We're going to pause this and come right back. 1 second. All right. So I literally just made a list of everything that makes me happy the other day.
I want to hear about it.
It's so long. So it's like, it's 4 columns of things that make me happy.
That's fantastic.
Right, number 1, sunshine, as you just said. The breeze, dog's tail wagging, gardening, unique furniture, fuzzy blankets, crystals, the smell of honeysuckle, which I don't do smells make you happy?
Yes.
There are certain smells that just make me so happy. Honeysuckle is one of them. What about you?
Yes, mostly I like tea tree, which is weird. But I love
so good.
Yeah. I like citrus for energize, for being energized.
I also love citrus.
Yeah. Yes, I do enjoy fresh cut grass is of course one of my favorites.
Fresh cut grass number.
Yeah. And then when storms come in, I love that smell of the storm coming in.
Storms, thunderstorms is on. These are just in general, not even just smells, but thunderstorms is also on the list. Yeah, there's so
list some more.
Oh gosh. Plaid for some reason made it to the list. I do love plaid. Cheesecake, cone flowers, one of my favorite flowers. Phone calls with my family, the color yellow. I'm a big, as you can tell, like I love the color yellow. Let's see. I'll only read a few more. I love snow days. Like we don't get them a lot in Tennessee, but when I do, they are, as we will talk in the future, very hygge. Snow days are very hygge. Meeting new people, protected land. So like land, state parks and stuff make me really happy. Dolphins, I love them. Game nights. McKay's bookstore made it to the list. When cats purr on you, that's a very sweet thing. We were just talking about cats the other day. Good night's sleep. Yeah, there's so many good things on here. Anything strawberry flavored. Like I got really into it. I was feeling so grateful and like happy the other day, and I was like, there are so many good things. And I've been reading a lot of books about just like focusing, especially on those, and like how you start to realize that when you start focusing on like really great things, you see them all the time in your life. And I went on a walk the other day with my dog, and I just looked up and I was like, I can count like 15 things on my list of things that make me happy right on this walk. And I was like, the more you focus on it, the more they come into your life. I was like, there's just so much good around.
That is absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
Ashley was telling me about her books that she had. And one of the books was the Little Book of Hygge. And I have it on my Kindle.
There you go. Yeah.
Ashley has the book. I will admit I did not read the entire book. I only had 4 days to read it, 3 days to read it.
Right.
But I did skim through it and it's amazing. I'm going to read the Hygge Manifesto. Number 1 is atmosphere. Turn down the lights. And in the first chapter, they talk about the different lights, the lamps, and how lighting is really, really important to the Danes. Presence. be here now, turn off the phones. Pleasure, coffee, chocolate, cookies, cakes, candy, gimme, gimme, gimme. Equality, we over me, share the tasks and the airtime. Gratitude, take it in, this might be as good as it gets. Harmony, it's not a competition, we already like you, there is no need to brag about your achievements. Comfort, get comfy, take a break, it's all about relaxation. Truce, no drama, let's discuss politics another day. Togetherness, build relationships and narratives. Do you remember the time when we, and then shelter is number 10. This is your tribe. This is a place of peace and security.
So I just realized, do we even go over what hygge is?
No, we haven't talked about hygge yet.
Let me see if I can find a good definition. I don't even know if it's in there. Yeah, so apparently, oh, goodness.
Well,
it's hard to explain.
Yeah. And
there's a whole book on it. It's a feeling, not an experience. Like it's like a whole mixture of different elements in your life that come together to make a feeling of just like comfort and coziness and like togetherness is how I would explain it. But maybe you have a better explanation.
Well, when we first started talking about it, and the reason that we did a shout out in the last podcast for Denmark was because Denmark is one of the happiest places on earth. And so happiness professors, researchers wanted to know what made Denmark so much more extraordinary for happiness than any other country. And it's because of hygge. And as we started reading the book, it's really interesting about how it's really about certain, like Ashley said, certain feelings. So I have from the book, love, warm, safe, happy, calm, safe. And the Danish prefer the autumn because of the lighting, because of the cooler temperatures, coming inside, huddling together, being warm, being safe. And the best part of hygge is doing it all together with a blizzard outside.
Yep. So kind of how I took the book in is when we think of like our favorite time of the year, a lot of us will come to the agreement like autumn, Thanksgiving time, Christmas time. And I can imagine that the reason that we say that is because a lot of the elements of hygge are there. So when you're thinking Thanksgiving or autumn time, a lot of people are lighting fires, everything's warm, you're putting candles all over your house, you've got new rugs, you've got new blankets. Like I know when it's autumn time around here, I get out fuzzy blankets and it's just so much warmer. You're cuddled up in your blankets and on your couch. And I think what the Danish or the Danes, I guess, have really caught on to is the fact that how do you create that experience, that feeling all throughout the year? Like it doesn't just have to be around like Christmas or autumn or anything. Like you can create the atmosphere of like lighting and togetherness and like preparing meals together and like having that family feeling with, even it doesn't even have to be your family, it can be with your friends as well, but having that together feeling like all year round. And that's kind of how I got introduced to the book, is I was like, how do we create that feeling all the time? So I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, I liked all the parts of the book that I did read. And I did like the YouTube video that I watched. The YouTube video also talked about minimalism. And hygge is part of maybe not minimalist, but clean, comfortable, safe environment. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a lot more minimal in my life. As someone who really likes to collect things, it's been not a task because I've gotten a lot better at it. But I think the really cool point that they make in the book is that like when you have those feelings, like everything's very intentional, which I really like, is like if you have it in your house, it's because it creates like a feeling of calmness, safety. Like there's a reason that it's there. And so you don't need to just collect things. You only need the very minimal things to make you feel that way. Because as long as you feel that way, that's all that matters. But I will say, I feel like I have tried to be hygge my entire life without even knowing it. I don't know if I've ever showed you, like, I have like a weird lamp collection. I love lamps for some reason. I've always liked lighting. I just think it's so cool. But I have this one giant lamp in my living room that I'll have to share with everyone because as I was reading it, and I was like, there's a reason I like lamps so much, and it's because it's hygge and like candles and everything. I don't know.
Well, I think it would be interesting to do a research now after the past 2 years of COVID
Yeah.
on the Danish in the or the Danes, however they want to be called. They're called the Danes in the book.
Yeah.
And because togetherness is a really big part of hygge. So when people needed to stay basically in isolation I
Yeah.
mean, to a degree, I wonder how that affected the happiness of people in Denmark.
Or if we could learn from them, because I know a lot of people aren't used to seeing each other or being together that amount of time. I know it was a big transition for many. So it's like,
Yes.
sounds like for them, they might have been even might have increased if you're working from home and togetherness is. It's like, how do you get more happy? Ask the Danes.
Ask the Danes. Candles were a really big part of hygge, or is a big part of hygge. And I have to laugh because my husband has told me on a few times, stop burning candles in the house because it leaves such soot. And
They talk
that was
about that in the
another,
book.
they do talk about it in the book and how you do need to be
Opening your
cognizant,
windows and
yeah, of the soot and of the,
does he
let me
just say that, or is that actually like visible?
oh no, it's really visible.
I've never noticed that at my house.
Yeah. So when I do light candles, I'm typically at the cabin and outside. Or here, I'll light a candle, but it'll be outside on a, just on a
Hmm.
um, little picnic table or something out back. But I don't burn candles in the house, but I would love to burn candles in the house.
Do you do any of the diffusers? Like,
I have, no, I do have a scent machine.
yeah,
Is that
that's
what you mean?
yeah, like a scent diffuser, really, I guess that's what it's called. But
Yes, I do have one of those and I love it.
oh, I consider that, like, when I was reading the book, I considered that like one and the same, but like a scent, because they say that memory and stuff is so connected to your sense of smell. So to me, like when I think of a candle, I'm thinking like smells and everything. And so I was like, okay, I think a diffuser can also fit in this category, but
It
maybe
could.
not.
They did talk about they don't feel that scented candles though are a part of hygge.
Oh, I
It was
consider,
unscented.
yeah.
It's just the light that they're focusing
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, I consider scent. I'm putting scent in my own hygge category though, because I love scent and it makes me feel
Yes.
cozy.
Yes.
And one thing I did really like in the book though is how they give you permission to eat sweets, to indulge, which sometimes I've stayed away from that. So I instead of whenever I want sweets, instead of telling myself, "Oh, you shouldn't want sweets," I go, "This is very hygge of me." Like just one as an indulgence, and I don't know. But there's recipes in this book.
Oh, I didn't come across those.
Oh, you haven't gotten that far then. Yeah, towards the end of the book, they have recipes for different drinks, different sweets. It's pretty cool.
This is interesting about the togetherness. I'm looking at a graph in the book. How many does it take to hygge? And most people say 57% of people that took the survey. Now I feel like Steve Harvey on Family Feud. 57% that said that it's 3 or 4 people. So it really is a very small get together circle of people. And that is what they feel makes it very together and warm and calm. I would say that's right for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller, the better.
I really like the emphasis they put on like organizing these things with your friends. I think COVID was probably very good with that. Besides the fact that they told you to kind of stay apart, but now when we're kind of starting to go back together, we can be gathering with a group of like 3 to 4. But one thing that I know I've been trying to work on, and you're pretty good about it, Robin, though, is kind of getting away from your phone and spending more time with people in person. Because I'm off of most social medias And it's one of those things where I'm like, that has been such a help to just like, I feel so much better when I go and just hang out with a person. Like my friend Ella and I will have like game nights, and it will be just a small group of like 4 of us. And I will say those have been some of the best memories over the past 2 years, is like getting together with these very small groups of people, and like none of us have our phones on our person when we're there, and we are so in the moment. We're sharing food, and I'm just like, this is just everything from this book. And she has candles going. It's just one of those things where I'm like, those are the memories that I've remembered the most over the past 2 years. It's been so nice.
I definitely agree. I've seen pictures from your nights with Ella, and yes, it looks great. And your game nights, and yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
guys normally have 3 or 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's like 4 or 5, sometimes 5 when there's like significant others there and stuff, but it's so fun. And it's so, their house is like so cozy too. It just makes everything so much better. But I loved it. Like there are little elements that I'm trying to like slowly pick up. But I will say that the more I've incorporated things like this, like small gatherings or food and sharing with others, like I'll bring stuff to work sometimes. There's so much in there that like the more I incorporate these things, the more happy I do feel. Not that like I feel like we're very happy people in general, but I find that like I am so happy all the time when I do these. You can't not be happy when you do these.
No, absolutely. The other thing, I'm going to go back to the scents. I love Bath and Body Works, and
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite times, besides fall in general being fall, but you walk into the store and you can smell the leaves or the
Mm-hmm.
s'mores or the all those scented. It brings me back to the scented candles and
Mm-hmm.
just the smell of fall, and then the smell of Christmas. My mom would always do cinnamon and cranberry smells
Oh,
for
yum.
Christmas. And so that always has a memory and a feeling of being loved, being safe, being warm, being
Yeah.
yeah. So it is interesting how all of that makes you happy.
Yeah. It's just
Feel
such a
good.
cool idea. It's so crazy. And it's funny because I don't know that there's a word in like the English language for it. Like the Danes obviously have a specific word for the feeling, but I mean, it encompasses more than just the word. Like in English, I don't know that saying safe or comfort comforting. Like there's no word to describe that I know of what hygge is, because it's like 10 feelings at once. It's this
Y-
overarching feeling of multiple feelings. Like
Yes.
but when you know it, you know exactly that feeling.
hmm Yeah, everybody always, I shouldn't say everybody, the book and then the YouTube video talk about how you can't describe it. So no
Mm-mm.
matter what you do, it's hard to describe what hygge is. There is a hygge wish list, and I did
In the
find the
book?
recipes. Yeah.
What is the wish list? Is it kind of is this a shopping list?
Yes, it's
Yeah. Let's
so
say if we have them all.
yeah, so basically a couch, some type of a
Yes.
recliner or a chair, a comfortable
Mhm.
sitting chair, a fireplace,
Ah, don't have that. But I'm a lover of
candles.
fireplace. It's on my list.
I have a wood pellet stove. I think that
That
counts.
counts. I love like stoves or the cast iron ones. The really, I
hmm
guess that's what that's called. Your cabin is very hygge.
Yes, the cabin is monsterly hygge. And I was thinking about that when Dan and Pam come to visit. That is total hygge because we do put
Hmm.
our phones away and we're eating,
And
the happy
talking and
foods and yep, talking and bonding, togetherness.
hmm
We're typically almost always outside. We rarely stay inside. It
hmm
really is just all that encompassing and then the fire at night.
hmm
Ah, yeah.
You're like,
Okay.
I want to be there right now.
I know. I want to go back to the cabin. Things made out of wood,
Yeah.
nature, books. We both love books, ceramics. Think
I have always been into those, and I had no idea why. I love
hu-
glass and ceramics for some reason.
hookah, hookah.
Very hygge.
Think tactile, vintage,
Hmm.
blankets and cushions, and we both love blankets and
Hmm.
cushions.
I
So
walk
there,
around my house in a blanket most of the time.
so there's your hygge wish list.
Hmm. But a lot of them can be easily found already in your house.
Yeah.
Like some of those things. I'm surprised lamp isn't on there.
No.
Or candle.
Yeah, candles are on there.
Oh,
Yeah, candles was number 3.
okay. I missed that one then.
Yep, candles. Well, we were so focused on the fireplace.
Yeah. What you could do, I've seen these on Pinterest, but you could have double hygge is when people don't, if their fireplace is like the flume is stuck or something, people will put candles in their fireplace. Man, that'll blow your mind.
That is double hygge.
Double hygge.
Yes. Oh, and they have a hygge emergency kit.
Oh gosh. Chocolate. Is that on there?
No.
I'm surprised.
Jam is though.
Mm.
Candles. Oh, I lied. Number 2 is good quality chocolate.
Oh,
Sorry.
yes. I was like, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure like food is on there.
Yeah, you were right. Your favorite tea, favorite book, favorite film or TV series, jam, a good pair of woolen socks.
Oh, that's on my list too. Call them cabin socks.
Yeah.
My cabin
So-
socks.
A selection of your favorite letters.
Oh, interesting. I don't know that I
Mhm.
have. Oh, I have your one letter that you sent me. Not a bill. Do you
For
remember
our-
that?
For our listeners, one time Ashley made some comment about all I get in the mail are bills. And then I thought, ooh, I'm going to surprise her and I'm going to send her a letter. And so I did. And I said,
Yeah.
I think it was like
All
some card.
all it said, yeah, I was like, man, sometime, or I think what I was saying is I was trying to figure out how to manifest no bills. Because when I got my finger stabbed, I kept getting bills in the mail, and I was like, oh, so many bills. And yeah, Robin, it literally said, it just said not a bill, nothing else. Just not a bill. I had that I still have that, but I had it on my refrigerator before I moved. I had it on there for like 9 months on the refrigerator.
Not a bill.
And I swear
I thought
to you,
it was super clever.
it made me laugh. And I swear to you that I don't think I got many bills after, like I got my regular bills after that, like, water, electric, like all of those. But I think after that, like my finger bills stopped coming in the mail because like I had paid them off or something. And I was like, it worked. So, yeah.
What else is on here? A warm sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A notebook. A nice blanket. Paper and pen. Music. And a photo album.
Oh, I have a photo album. I don't know. We need more pictures together. I have a bunch of pictures I need to print it out. I think there is something, but when they say tactile, like think tactile, I think that's what they mean is like, it's one thing to look at your phone, which is really awesome, but there's something different about like sitting and like flipping through a photo album, like old photos. I need to get ours printed out.
Or cups that have texture to them.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom has given me quite a few cups that are very unique. It's not just the standard coffee cup,
Mm-hmm.
but there's different, like one is a fruit and a nut cup. And so there's, a little bit of a half moon coming out for the walnut and then the cherries and
I love cherry and pistachio cups where, there's like a thing in the bottom where you can stick all the pits and the shells.
no, I have
Have
no
you
idea
seen
what that
those?
is.
They have, they're not like cups you drink out of, but they're these cups that have like a built-in bottom to them so that like if you're eating cherries or eating pistachios, you put the stuff in the middle of the ones that haven't been, and then if you eat a cherry, you put the pit in the bottom so that you're not, because how many times are you like walking around and you have to have 2 cups because you don't want to put the pits anywhere or the shells anywhere? They're pretty cool.
Well, that makes you happy. I can see it in your face.
I know. Everything makes me happy. Oh, can I tell you something that made me really happy today?
Yes.
Okay, this is really random and maybe only some people will understand this, but have you ever seen Ratatouille?
Is that with the little?
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And
I think I have seen it.
It's about a rat who like becomes a chef, and it's a really cute movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. But there's a part at the beginning of the movie where he's got synesthesia, where you can like, how some people have it. It's like where you can see color, or hear color. It's like when when blue has a certain feeling to it, or blue has a number that's associated. It's an interesting. I don't know much about it, and I don't think that I have it. But anyways, Remy in the movie has synesthesia. And this morning, I don't know if an animal had gotten into the trash, but anyways, on our fence, there was a lemon and a chicken bone. And I was like, this is just like Ratatouille, where I was like, did a rat come out here and like put these two flavors together? And I was like, what is this? But it made me so happy because it made me immediately think of Ratatouille, because in Ratatouille, he was dragging through the garbage and would put like two random things together and like make a dish out of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have a real life Ratatouille or a Remy. And that brought me so much joy this morning. I'll have to send you a picture. I took a picture of it and I was like, oh my gosh, Remy.
That is cute.
It's a very random story, but
We are really super lucky because we do like so many things, and so many things do make us happy. We can see the positive out of so many things. Yeah.
There's so much to be grateful for. I don't know, when you start looking in just like the little things, we take so much for granted, I think. Or like I think a lot of people do. There's a lot to be happy about.
There is. And then there's also the shows that are on Netflix and what have you that talk about if an item doesn't bring you joy, you should donate it or sell it or get rid of it. Leslie and I joke about sparkle. Does it bring you sparkle and joy? So when you see something, does it make you happy? Well, then keep it. And that's hygge. Happiness.
I think I don't think that you watched like the Marie Kondo show, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yeah, Marie Kondo. I think that has to do with it. Like there's an essence of that though, like you were saying, like does it bring you joy? And the one thing that is not very hygge though is she suggests you get rid of your books that you don't read. And I am very much like, I love my books. I don't like getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Because there's a
that
few
is
I've read a few
true.
times. But that, and like there's a new show, what is it called? I'll have to look it up. We'll have to post it, but it's a new organizing show, and that one is it's good too. But it reminds me of hygge.
Well, and if you like to organize, then it's right up your hygge alley.
Maybe it's called Get Organized with the Home Edit. I know it's the Home Edit, but the show title is interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, they talk too a lot about hygge in the office place. So it's not just at home or outside, but they also talk about it in the office and how important it is in the office. And I think that is a fantastic point.
You don't think about it. I think when most people think hygge is like 4 to 6, what is it, 3 to 6 people or something, like you don't think about it in an office setting. But today, like at my work, we had a candy buffet where we just had like all these cute little canisters full of candy, and the amount of people that come out of their respective areas and just like all congregate around the candy. And then there's like talking happening. There's just so much bonding happening around that. And I love that.
Well, and I'm wondering if more offices are going to go back to, or more companies are going to go back to having people come into the office, because some people really do miss that. And
Yeah.
there is a point to it, but I think that there's also a point to being remote. And if you can be remote and get your work done as well, your hygge can be at home. It doesn't have to be in the office. And you can have hygge happy hours online on Zoom, or hygge lunches. We've done lunches before. So hygge could really be quite a few things.
There's a lot of companies that are doing the hybrid way, which I think is really cool because you get a little bit of both.
Yes.
So, yeah. Hygge is what you make of it. You just got to fill your life with things that make you happy.
I love that
And it gives
saying.
Yeah. And it can be just one thing at a time.
Yep. Build your hygge.
Build your hygge. There you go.
I love it. You're going to have to come up with another book for another episode.
Okay, I've got plenty. I'm about to finish one. I've got to send that one to you. I'm reading a real good book right now. It's making it in my top 3. I already feel it.
Are you going to tell our listeners?
I can, and I don't have it it's like on my coffee table right now, but
okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring it on next episode. I need to tell you about it first so you can have a try. I really enjoy it. I've really liked it. I feel like I've gotten a lot out of it. I think there's like certain books, and maybe you've had this experience where there's certain books that just speak to you at certain times of your life. And I feel like this book is just one of those ones where I'm like, it's telling me exactly the things that I feel like I've known, I don't know, or just like needed to hear at the time. But it's a really good book.
Is it Trust?
Yeah, it's called Trust. Yeah, it's so good.
I wonder if we should do a quarter book club. So every 3 months we do a book and then we
Mhm.
talk about it on the podcast and maybe have people write in like they have before
Yeah.
on their ideas or have them come on the podcast and talk about what they thought about the book.
Okay. I'm all for it. This book is like a book that I went to McKay's and it just like kind of stood out. I've never heard of it before. Like I just picked it and then I looked it up and it had good reviews, like really stellarly good reviews. And I was like, okay, well, cool. Cause like I've just been not that I haven't been trusting. It's one of those things that I've just like, I feel like I'm being called to just like be be present and just believe that everything that I will ever want will eventually, like I just have to let it go. And it's just it's really cool about just like all the different trusts that you have to have in life, and like trusting yourself that you know what's best for it without needing approval or opinions of other people to know that, like, I don't know, it's really cool. Right now I'm just in the first quarter, I guess, because it's set into 4 sections, but it's just so good. And the way the writer writes is just exactly how I read it so well. So it's a cool book.
Well, let's have that and we can have that for our June 15th
Okay.
episode and that gives people time to purchase the book and
Yeah.
or get it from the library and
Yeah.
then send us what they think
She's
about it.
the lady who wrote it is just so, I'm trying to find her name. It's like Ayanla or something. Ayanla.
I would love to hear from our listeners to hear what their hygge is.
Yeah, and I also like it'd be really cool if we could kind of get a picture of like maybe a hygge part of your house, like if you have a really hygge fireplace or something, or you have a lamp that you think is very hygge. I'd love to see like what people are finding in their house that brings them joy and they find very hygge to them.
Yeah, what's your hygge?
Yeah, what's your hygge?
I love that.
Yeah, submit it to our website or Facebook, Instagram, any of those platforms would work.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I guess until next time, stay awesome.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Goodbye.
See you later.